Hey guys, last week we broke down, practice, the first half of Redcrest. I'm gonna tell you all about how it ended. I'm gonna tell you about hindsight's I know 2020, what I would have done different, guys. There's a lot you can learn, I think, from this. Conditions changed. You guys wanna watch this episode. Appreciate you following along.
Tell me how you with me now. Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot them, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd. But still I just look around. Now you with me now. Are you with me now? Whoa.
So we get to the knockout round, guys. Man, it's a different day. We've got, sunny conditions, the wind's blowing. It's challenging for me to get my bait down to the depth. You've got to realize now the lakes come up 2 feet. Knockout round, the lake's at its highest point. It's 2 feet higher than it is in practice. So you got to think about that. If I am fishing a brush pile at the top of it's 12 feet, now it's 14 feet. Or if the top of it was 10, now it's 12. And how much longer it takes to get that bait down, how much more margin of error I have with all that added wind, the waves, trying to throw into the wind. You can't throw it as far as you want to anyway, and then I've got to get it 2 foot deeper. It was a much, much more challenging day for me. I started there on the poles. I ended up catching my first fish right there on the poles, up on a shallower rock hump deal, not even where the poles or the brush piles were. I had a lot of other fish kind of nip at it, nick at it. I had a hair trigger that day. I would never let them eat. You guys check out this first fish catch. He didn't have it very good. You can see he's hooked on the back hook, but at least I've got one in the boat.
Got it. Finally. Golly, that took forever. It's about to come off. Damn it. Whew. Man, that first one was hard to get, wasn't it? £2, 7 ounces.
That first fish catch couldn't have come soon enough. It's almost 10 o'clock when I get this bite, but I kept asking my boat official, man, is your score tracker working? But nobody was really catching them. It was just a much, much slower day, and you can see why. I mean, we've got two more feet of water over the tops of those brush piles. That much harder to get my bait down with all the wind and the waves. Just your margin of error is a lot more. Anytime you got to get your bait deeper, the top of that brush pile was 12 feet in practice. Now it's 14 feet, or whether it was 10 feet, now it's 12 feet. That's a big, big difference to get that bait down, and thus you can't throw it as far. Throwing into the wind and the waves, it was just a much, much more challenging day. I get my next fish catch at 11:15 right there.
Oh, gosh, they're hard to get to bite. That's a big one, too. This is where I caught that good one the other day. I do not think I've got him hooked very good. Nope. It's not that big. That's why he felt big. He's hooked in the head. Whew, boys, I'm working for him today. I don't know what to say about it. Golly, they're hard to get the bite.
3 pounds, 1 ounce.
It was a good one, 3-pounder, same thing, jerk bait. Right after that fish, the very next cast, I lose one. Frustrating deal. Like, I finally get a bite. The very next cast, I lose one. I go on a pretty bad streak right there because I had quite a few bites, and looking back, I just needed to slow down. I just needed to slow down. I just didn't. So I am going through all this stuff that I had just found the day before. I caught those fish the day before and I'd leave. I'd catch one, I'd leave. I'd catch one, I'd leave, because there's a lot of fish on them. And there's a neat thing about being in that position. I was able to practice and expand on everything. I still have not hit the stuff that I found in practice. When you go back and look at that practice video, I still hadn't hit any of that. And then we get kind of late in the day. I caught these two more fish right here. I think like a 2.4 and a 2-pounder. You guys watch these.
Got him. Did y'all see that? Were y'all watching it? There's a bunch in there too. Is it a bass? Yeah, it's a bass. It's not very big. I think I weigh 2 pounds, so I hope it does. He's short and fat. I hope he's really fat. Come on, buddy. Come on. 2 pounds, no whammies. Oh, yeah.
2 pounds, 3 ounces.
Stay on there. Please stay on there. Just be a 2-pounder. Golly, little one's out here today. I don't think it is. Gosh dang it.
2 pounds, 0 ounces.
Sweet. We will take it.
I catch that last 2-pounder at 12:15. I fall all the way out of the cut, you know, and remember, I've got to finish in the top 5, and I think I get down to 7th place. But they're not catching them very good today. I mean, the bite is way off. Remember, that water's come up 2 foot. Things have muddied up. The backs of the creeks have all gotten super muddy. It's been super cold. It's not been enough to warm up. And man, I'm kind of rotating through some of that stuff that I've been fishing the last few days, and I'm like, I got to break down. I need to go fish someplace new. And I go to this spot right here, and man, the first cast out across there, I catch this 311. Got him.
I got aggressive with her. Did you see that? I've been nickeling and diming them. Oh, praise Jesus. Thank you, baby girl. Stay on there. And I was about to run out of string. She bit that thing off the active target trolling motor. Don't go back in there, dude. Do not go back in there. Oh, come on, girl. Come on, girl. Get up here. Get up here. Oh, I just got it hooked outside the head or something. I don't have it hooked good. Oh, I just lost the hook too. I just felt one pull out. This fish is pretty important. Oh, look at that, just barely one hook in that thing. Oh, come on, fish stay. I got you. Yes. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Oh my goodness. Guys, am I struggling today or
2
what?
pounds, 11 ounces.
211?
3 pounds, 11 ounces.
311. I am on the struggle bus. Oh, I did figure something out right there though. Man, I've been going way too slow. Let's jerk the snot out of it. She was just nickeling and diming me, like staying 3-4 foot behind it. I just took off with it, and then she ate it, like right there. Oh, I feel better. Maybe I can catch a few more.
Bam, it puts me back up into top 5. Make a few more casts, and I catch this 2-something pounder. Now I'm up into 3rd with, you know, less than an hour or something to go. My confidence is back high. So now I'm going to go back to some of that other stuff I've been fishing, start rotating through some more of that stuff, and try to save everything else I found in practice for that championship round. All is good. The ship is righted. We've steadied the ship. We've got back into that knockout round, you know, cut line, and I end up in 3rd at the end of the day. Super excited about it. Granted, guys, everything's zeros. You know, I always tell myself, I just continue to tell myself, Edwin, you do not have to win it today. You just have to survive. And that's how I try to approach these things. I just try to get through those rounds, because there's no benefit in burning any more fish than you have to. That's just how I approach it, right or wrong. But I'm gonna make the championship round. I'm pretty excited. Things are going well. I feel like I've got a ton of new water to fish. The lake has started to crest, and it should start falling. And I feel like, you know, now that the next knockout round will be my day off, maybe it'll really start falling by the championship round. After that day, I told myself, quit looking at that active target. When a fish comes up, I see a fish leave the brush pile, I see a fish start to come towards my bait, I'm gonna take my eyes off the active target and watch my line. I come home, I'm thinking about all this on my off day. I'm thinking about my sink rate on my jerk baits. You know, I'd put some bigger hooks on them so they'd get down faster with that added water. I was like, man, I'm gonna make myself slow down. I'm gonna take some of those bigger hooks off, go back to a little bit more buoyant, more suspending, get my jerk baits to slow down, to make me slow down. So I come back to the house. I go out to the pond out here. I tie on all kinds of jerk baits. I get some spinning rods out, a little grub, a little power swimmer, you know, get the old tight lining deal out. You know, I had it in my rod box ever since Lewis Smith. Rig up me a big spinner bait to bring through those brush piles the next day. I'm making some adjustments on my off day. I spend my whole day there doing a few interviews with Optima batteries, getting all my stuff perfect for Sunday, championship day, and I was super excited to be a part of it. So we made the championship round, man. I'm excited. I am, man, I'm ready to go. It's all you dream about. I've been thinking about this day for a year now. Like, they've announced grand championship round. I've made it. It's my home lake. I've got a chance, 1 in 10 chance at $300,000 on my home lake, and I'm gonna let it all go. And I just can't wait to get out there. So I get out there and I start immediately in the roughest part of the lake. And the wind now switched out of the east-northeast. It's like 15 to 17 miles an hour. Waves are crashing. There's so many fish on them brush piles, but I cannot get my bait down to them. I'm struggling with backlashes. I can't be efficient, and that's one thing, you know, that's back to my very first day. I wanted to start where I started because I knew I could be efficient with the way the wind was blowing and how cold it was. So I get out of there and I go to where I ended the knockout round where I caught those 2 fish, and man, I immediately catch a good one.
We got one on the board. Finally.
2 pounds, 15 ounces.
215. All right, Redcrest Championship Day. Right there. Look at the pretty yellow coloring right there in that fish. Isn't that cool? Kind of different. Fish number 1.
Then I turn around and I catch this one right here next.
That's a good one. Big girl. Oh, son. Oh, son. Got that girl. Woo! Woo! Oh, look at that one. Look at that one. Yeah, I gotta get that hook. Up my hand. God. Oh man, I finally, I got her. Oh, yes.
5 pounds, 12 ounces.
There we go. That makes a statement right there. Yes.
Super excited about putting those 2 fish catches on the board. You know, that was my first stop. I go to my next stop and I catch this one.
play the Mexican hat dance here.
Oh, that's a good one.
Look at that big old specimen right here, girls. Boys. Yes. Yes, yes. Oh, gosh.
Four pounds, 14 ounces.
2 ounces shy of the 5-pounder.
And I've now taken the lead. I'm leading Redcrest. You know, we're a couple hours into the event. Yeah, it's 10:05, and I'm leading Redcrest, feeling really, really good about things. I'm just super excited. I'm excited how it's all going. Now I'm running through all these spots, you know, like I'm 2 for 2, you know, those first 2 spots. I go to the next spot and I catch this one.
That feels like a bass. That feels like a bass, boys. Stay on there, fish. Stay on there. Stay on there, stay on there. Come on, baby. Dang it. Heads, why it's taking me so long to get this thing in. Getting hooked in the head like that, they can do some damage to you.
Three pounds, 4 ounces.
My average is great. I got 16 pounds, some change for 4 fish. I'm leading this thing. And, you know, I've got all these other spots in front of me, and it's just like somebody turned the light switch off. I could see them, but I could not catch them. And I go through my day, and I'm running everything I know. And by this time in this tournament, there's a lot more people on a lot of this stuff than I ever thought. It's all getting fished. Like, you know, just by that time, like, people were clued into that offshore bite. You know, some of the stuff that was over on the other side, it was getting fished, I felt like, and I just could not get the fish to commit. I end up losing a couple, and man, it's just the end of the second period. You know, I sit there and I analyze my day, and I'm like 9-10 pounds out of first. And I told myself going into the day, if something happens, something goes all haywire, that final round, run to the back of a creek. Every year this time of the year, in the back of a creek somewhere, it'll explode like a light switch. And I sat there and I was thinking about it, retying all my baits, and I was like, Edwin, you don't have to hit a home run. Like, I think back to the Conroe Classic, I think back to the Hartwell Classic. I always thought I had to hit a home run when I wasn't in the lead going into the final day, and looking back, I just needed base hits. Didn't need 20-something pounds. I needed like 16 or 17 pounds, and I'm like, I don't need a home run. I don't, you know, and I felt like maybe taking a chance in one of those creeks was trying to hit a home run. Thought, man, I just need to go find a brush pile that's got some active ones in it. Hindsight's always 20/20, but they just quit biting for whatever reason in the afternoon. That jerkbait on those sunny days, I couldn't get them to bite. And I made the decision to run down the lake because you go back and look at the practice footage, I had a great day down there. Like in the back of that one pocket, I had all kinds of fish following my jerkbait I took it away from. That other pocket, I caught one. The next cast had a big one. I thought, man, go down there. Maybe nobody's hit it. You know, there's a chance nobody has. I go down there and it just doesn't happen. I can't even get it's the same thing down there as it was where I was. They won't commit, they won't look at it. It was frustrating. Looking back, I'd given anything. I was right there to run to the back of that creek or run to the back of Wolf, you know, run somewhere. That water had come up. It'd been, what, now 3 days, stabilized, you know, it hadn't started falling hard enough to run them out. Fish were shallow. You can look how Bobby won it. He won it behind docks. You know, Andy Montgomery, you know, caught a bunch of big fish shallow in willow trees. I just should have went shallow, and I just didn't. You know, when you can see them on that active target, when you have them follow your bait out, you always just think maybe the next brush pile I'll get one to bite. And I didn't. I don't regret it though, because I saw them. I knew they were there. I do regret it. I wish I'd have gone shallow. I'd love to do it over again, have that final round over again, because I could have won. I know where to go shallow on that lake. It was just taking a chance. I hadn't had any bites, hadn't been there, hadn't done it. And hindsight's always 20/20. So you live and learn. It's a hard one to swallow, guys. I don't know what to say about it. It hurts because I wanted to win it so bad, just for my family and friends and everybody here locally pulling for me. But my hat's off to Bobby. Great champion, great friend, and long overdue for him. So hope you enjoy the breakdown, guys. That's my thoughts. That's how I went through it. Let me do my power stop breakdown on my baits right quick. I'll show you everything that I caught them on right here. These are the two baits. The cloudy days, that was the bait right there, Table Rock shad. I would sometimes take the 6s off, put 5s, or put a suspend dot if I needed to sink faster. Had this on 10-pound test. I had one rigged up on 12-pound test too for those shallower places I was fishing. 6/8 medium action Johnny Morse rod. 8 3-to-1 Johnny Morse reel. That's my setup right there. This one here is the Stealth Shad. I would use this once the sun got out. Still 10-pound test, same thing. I'd add some bigger hooks to it if I wanted to sink faster. Same rod, 6/8 medium action rod, same reel. I'd have the different cushions on the end depending on what size line or sink rate. That's how I could differentiate and grab one when I had two of the same baits on there. But that's my power stop breakdown. Big thanks to those guys for supporting the channel like they have. Big thanks to Built Bar for supporting the channel. I can't do it without those guys. If you guys get a chance, use that Built Bar code. Saves you a big discount. They're a really good, healthy snack. I love the coconut brownie. That's probably my favorite one. The cookies and cream is really good too. But guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Grand's an awesome lake. Gets a lot of pressure, but still a neat lake. And it's a lake you can run a pattern on. It's a big lake, hard lake to break down in 2 days of practice. But we'll be back. We'll survive. We'll do it again. Hope you guys are enjoying the channel. Leave me a comment, and good luck, guys. Right now it's a good time to be fishing. So we've got some really good events coming up. Can't wait to tell you guys about those. Can't wait to go compete in those. It's going to be a lot of fun. Good luck to you guys. Thanks for watching.